Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is for week commencing the 24th of November. And we're going to get straight on with your reading with the energy oracle cards. Please and thank you for Cancer. What do we have? First chakra, Archangel Michael. And the world. Now the first chakra is your base chakra. This is about getting back to nature, grounding yourself again, getting back to basics is what I want to say for you here, Cancer. Now you have the world also. So there is something about, I don't know, I feel like you've been on a journey and now you've completely reset yourself. Let's have a look. Let's see what your, oh, can you see this? Look, this is little Bella. I've put her on my table today. I don't know, she's not been in yet, but she might come in. Let's have a look. So dear spirit guides and angels, please join me in this reading for Cancer and make it helpful, hopeful and healing. What's the focus for Cancer, please? And thank you. Focus for Cancer, Ten of Swords. Yeah, look at that. I said I feel like you've been on a journey and now you've reset yourself. Opportunity. Oh my gosh, Cancer. The Fool. What's your challenge? Two of Pentacles. The moon is in your subconscious and your potential advice and outcome is the Page of Cups. So, Ten of Swords, wow, is your focus. This is putting end to very stressful times. It's a 10, so whatever's gone on in the past, whatever's, something that has caused a great deal of grief maybe, a lot of upset, there's like the focus is right now you can move on from that. I'm not saying forgive, I'm not saying forget about anybody, but there is something about you being able to move on. I feel like, again, there's a big reset coming in for you, Cancer, because you've got the Fool in your opportunity. This is about wiping the slate clean and starting something again. The Fool in energy in the tarot is the first major arcana, and so it represents a new journey, and a new journey without any baggage, I want to say. Now, the Two of Pentacles is your challenge. Maybe there is doubt in your mind financially that you can do something here, whatever this may relate to. There's some sort of financial implication, or maybe you're thinking, I don't have the time or energy to start this again. But let's see where we go with the clarification on this one, because I always like the Two of Pentacles. I always think, people think, oh my gosh, I've got to maybe there's something about you having to reprioritize your time and energy with home life, work life, and you just think, oh, I can't possibly do that. It also represents a lack of balance between working and playing. Now, the moon is in your subconscious. Now, the moon represents Pisces. For some of you might have a Pisces deep down there bubbling under the surface, but also it can represent just being a bit confused, not really knowing which way to turn, not having clarity on the situation. And then you've got the Page of Cups in your advice and outcome, and the Page of Cups is like go with the flow. This is again very Piscean, very dare to dream energy. This chap here always reminds me of my dad. This card does, because my dad was the most positive man you could ever meet in your life, and even at this ripe old age before he passed, he still smiled. Despite he had dementia, but he still smiled and laughed. He'd just sit there and laugh. But the Page of Cups is as your advice and outcome. I just feel like don't tar everything with the same brush here with that moon card. Just go with the flow a little bit more, Cancer. Have a bit of fun. Have that dare to dream energy, that very, this guy, age is no barrier for him also. There's no barriers with the Page of Cups. Anyway, let's clarify for you. Ten of Swords for Cancer is the focus. I feel like you're really moving out of some tricky times, especially, we're in Mercury retrograde, but I just said to Aries, I do really feel like I don't know when it finishes. I'm not you know, not very educated on that kind of thing. But I do feel like we've been through the worst bit and now we're coming out the other end. We've got the Hierophant. Oh, I like this. Focus on the focus of the Hierophant, very much about marriage for some people, because the Hierophant represents high levels of commitment. Um, it can also represent guru energy. So there's something about you, maybe you're mentoring somebody. And can it also represent, it's a very spiritual card, it can represent you joining circles or going to a more spiritual mindset. Let's just do one more on that Hierophant. So some of you might be putting a very stressful marriage behind you. You know, there's something about, because you got the Fool energy then, being able to start something afresh. Queen of Pentacles also with that as your focus. Now, I always see the Queen of Pentacles as you, Cancer. I don't know why, because traditionally she's an earth sign. She's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I always see her as you because she's creative. She's very, what's the word? She knows her self-worth. She's very resourceful. If this is the end of a marriage or some end of something that you've been very committed to, because the World card also tells me, again, there's something coming to an end, that you're starting afresh. The Queen of Pentacles is very sure that she knows that financially there's enough money to go around. She will make sure there's enough money to go around. She's very Empress energy for me, very similar to the Empress. Very, she's confident and content with what she has, but knows that there's more to come. Now, this Fool is your opportunity. Yeah, it's like this is starting something afresh. Could be an idea, marriage, a new job. Also, the Queen of Pentacles, what I'll say about her, she knows her self-worth. Did I say that? It's like focus on your self-worth, Cancer. Don't put yourself through that again. What have you got this? Oh my gosh, you've got the Wheel of Fortune with the Fool. Again, this is about things moving on for the better for you. The Fool, the Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana, and it's the luckiest card in the deck. Like things going to the next stage for you. Let's do one more on that Wheel of Fortune. Oops, just the one, please. Eight of Swords. Look at that as an opportunity. This Eight of Swords is very self-sabotaging, but it's an opportunity to stop that. Get on this high-flying disc with the Wheel of Fortune, as Abraham Hicks would say. You know, you've got to, like, wait when you wake up in the morning, and again, this is where your first chakra comes in. Go for a walk, ground yourself, listen to some really inspirational music or people. Get on that high-flying disc before you start your day. All right, it might come crashing down by 9 a.m. when you start work or whatever, but you know that you can get back on it. And I just feel like that's what they're encouraging you to do here with this card of the Eight of Swords, because the Eight of Swords is very much about putting yourself down. It's about not having confidence. It's very self-sabotaging. And it's about talking yourself out of stuff. So there's an opportunity to stop that. Let's look at your first chakra. Red crystals are very good for your first chakra too. or deep earthy crystals. Got anything here? No, but definitely Google it, have a look, and make, you know, put one in your pocket when you go for a walk or something. But there's something about they want you to reset. Now, the Two of Pentacles is your challenge. Let's see, why is this a challenge, please and thank you. Oh, you could not get any more cards that tell me something's ending. You've got the World card. Now, the World card in this deck, again, she's enjoying her success, but she knows now is the time to do something new, to start afresh. Now, with that Two of Pentacles as a challenge, it's like, you know, deep down that's what you need to be doing, but financially, perhaps it's going to have an impact. And that's understandable, especially, you know, when it comes to we've got to be practical about these things. And that's exactly what the Queen of Pentacles is. She's very practical. But I just feel like maybe one day you think, yeah, let's go for it. The next day you're like, oh no, hang on. And you're struggling to end this. You're struggling, you're going round and round in circles about something here. But with that Wheel of Fortune coming in, it's like that rut is ending. Now, the Moon card is in your subconscious. This is about, yeah, just feeling a bit like, not sure, it's like, I don't know, very smoke and mirrors, that card. Oh, Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, you could not get more Piscean if you tried here. The Queen of Cups, in your subconscious, she loves herself. She's very confident, the Queen of Cups. But also what I'll say about the Queen of Cups, she knows when to put, she knows when enough's enough. The Queen of Cups goes around giving everybody love, attention, make sure they're okay. She's the most nurturing, loving, dedicated queen in the deck. But deep down, it's like, I think you know when to, and when's, you know, you've got to know when enough's enough. You've got to put a lid on that cup that you're giving out there, Cancer. For some reason, there's some confusion over this. It can be representative of a mum. There can be some confusion to do with mum here. And for some reason, I am feeling a little bit of dementia going on for some people here. Not for yourself, but for somebody that perhaps subconsciously you know that you're caring for. This could have an impact on them also, especially with the Moon card feeling confused and then the Queen of Cups. However, I feel like it's more you subconsciously, deep down, you know, she doesn't care what people think. This Queen of Cups in this deck, she's really confident in her own skin, and there's something about that for you, Cancer. Again, with that Eight of Swords here as an opportunity, it's about loving yourself a little bit more. You got the Queen of Pentacles, self-worth. Now, the Page of Cups is your advice and outcome, and this is like go for it energy. You'd be surprised. It's a lovely card of surprises, of just really lovely fortune as well. You've got two goldfish on there. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Pentacles also is your advice and outcome. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is about moving towards your goals, nobody else's. You can see this ballerina, this, you know, she's put dedication into achieving her goal here. But she's willing to do that. She's willing to put the time, the effort into it. So there's something about, there is, I want to say light at the end of the tunnel for you, Cancer. And especially if there's something, a side hustle that you're wanting to start, or some sort of personal goal, the Page of Cups is here to say, just go for it and have fun with it. But you know that this ballerina, she's also very dedicated to achieving it, and doesn't mind how many hours work she puts into it. Let's just do one more on that, please, and thank you. Oh, devil energy. Look at that. Focus on what's not serving you here as well. You know, the devil energy, do you feel tied and loyal to something or somebody, especially with that Hierophant there? The Hierophant, as they represents high levels of commitment. That could be to a job, to a marriage, that you're struggling to put an end to, because the devil will make you feel guilty for leaving. Very toxic energy. So just be aware of that, Cancer. Right, let's finish on Wisdom of the Oracle. What final messages here, please, and thank you for Cancer. We have milk and honey. Milk and honey. Let's have a look at the message of that. Page 51. No, it's not page 51, but it's card 51. Is it the last one? Would you Adam and Eve it? Oh no, it's the penultimate. You've got every card here about endings. And then you've got the is it the penultimate, the one before the end? Anyway, the message is, you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience, in an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in the authentic zone. That'll be your base chakra. Wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. Love that for you, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how it resonates. Take care, and I'll see you next week.